Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So today is a will it start episode. We now got all the bits that we need to get the caddy started. So it's all about final assembly and then that magic start. Will it start? Will it not start? We're going to find out in this episode. So let's not waste any further time. Let's crack on and see what's going to happen. Okay, so we're back on the caddy. And today is the important one. It's going to be the startup one, and I have some good news at last. At last we have the copper seals, the correct one. That's the incorrect one, the small one. These are the correct one, so I'm guarding these with my life. So we're going to address the injectors, and also I broke when I took off the old return pipe on the injectors. One of the nozzles broke. You can see that one there, it's broken. So we've got a brand new one here to replace it with. So we'll get that fitted as well. So pretty much we've got everything we need to get this vehicle started, and that is the plan for today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get these injectors in, and then once we get the injectors in, we're then going to get the battery in. We're going to give the van a start. Once we get the pipes in place, we're going to turn the motor over at least and see if that works. We've also still got to do the air conditioning compressor. That needs to change. We're going to get all that stuff done today, but the thing that we most want to see is this van started today. So let's crack on with the injectors first. So get the injectors in, and then we'll get all the pipe work and that sorted for the injectors. Okay, so injectors are in but not tightened down. What I was going to do is going to loosely fit the fuel feeds so that I can get them into the right position before I tighten them down. Otherwise I may find that I have to loosen them again. So we'll take them off this old rail that we'll probably sell, because this is new actually. This is, remember when we first got this van, it wasn't working. Well, here it is. So we'll replace, we'll put that on there, or these on there, and then we'll tighten down the injectors. Okay, injectors are in and all tightened up. We now just need to fit the return. Now I've got one of these springs here missing, so this spring here, it disappeared, so I'm gonna have to go searching for that. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we will fit these, because they should just be a push fit, and here we go. Yeah, they just push fit in, and then we can put the springs in after. So we'll just fit those in, and then we're gonna look at putting the battery tray in, and then yeah, first start. Okay, let's get to it. Right, so we got our pipe in, so our fuel return pipes. I put them in. They were a nightmare to get in. They took forever, hence the reason why I only filmed half of it. Anyway, while I was doing that, I fitted a battery tray as well. We fitted a turbo with outlet pipe as well. That goes into the intercooler and then back in over there into the inlet. So that's all in place. So pretty much now all we need to do is add the battery and then go for our first attempt to turn this motor over and see if it will start. So let's get the battery in and then let's go for our first startup. Okay, first startup was a fail. It is not detecting the clutch when I push it in, which means the clutch switch is not connected. And that also means I need to find where that clutch switch is, because I cannot remember. But we do have quite a few cables still disconnected, so we'll do a quick search, find out where that is, and then we'll plug it in. And then we will try again, but we can hear the pump going, there's fuel in the reservoir, and best of all, no leaks. But that doesn't mean that fuel is actually getting into there, but hey, there are no leaks at the moment, so we're in a good place. All right, let's see if we can find wherever that is, and then I'll come back to you. Right, troubleshooting time. So yeah, as you probably saw there, engine didn't want to start. It was complaining about the clutch, but the clutch is fine. The switch is fine, because when I bring it up and down, it's working. Right, let's just have a look and see if we can figure out here. So the mass airflow sensor, that is where is it now? There's a cable around here somewhere for the mass MF airflow sensor. There it is there. So that's the reason why we're seeing that, because there is no mass air sensor, but that shouldn't stop it from starting. Cooling fan circuit 1, well, that's because that's the cooling fan circuit 1 there, so that's the reason why we're getting that. Exhaust gas temperature, that's because we haven't got the sensors on the back connected either, so they are disconnected, so we're expecting to see that. What else have we got now? Alright, so exhaust bank 1 sensor 3 and bank 1 sensor 4 exhaust gas temperature. So that's the upper and lower sensor. That's how it can tell whether your DPF is full or not. So those are not connected, but again, that shouldn't stop it from starting. Coolant pump B, well, we had that from the previous car, which is telling me that's electrical rather than something wrong with the actual pump. Engine coolant temperature sensor, well, that's because that's the sensor there, so that's the reason why we're seeing that, and that is that. Okay, what else have we got? AC, not worried about that. Central, we've got 4. Horn, yep, well, that's because the horn is disconnected, as you can see, so we expect that. Daylight running, no front, so we expect to see that. Anti-theft alarm, we've disconnected that because that thing was a proper nuisance. It says no sensor, but that shouldn't stop it from starting, the alarm. At least I don't think it should. Okay, I'll probably get a whole lot of comments saying yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, dashboard, we've got 1 there or 2 there. Oil level sensor, that's because it's not connected down below. Engine control module, readout DTC. Not sure what that is. I'll have to look that one up. What else have we got? Telephone. Well, we're not worried about telephone, are we? And that seems to be it. So just those few. So I'm a little baffled as to why the engine won't turn over. It used to turn over before. Well, you know that because it started when we got it in the garage. So unless there's a problem with the starter motor, I'm not sure. I'm gonna run a multimeter across it to see if we're getting 12 volts. That's our next point of test. Let's try that out. Oh, I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm so stupid. Right, I missed the obvious. 12 volts. I just checked it and this has got 12 volts, which made me realize the signal, there's no signal, is there? And that's what this is. And there's our connector there. So we obviously missed this cable when I was putting it in. That's because I never took enough photos on this car, which is a big faux pas on my part. So let's plug that in and then let's try again on the old starter motor, eh? There. Oh well, you know what, I'd rather it be that, something really simple, than something really hard. Actually, what is really hard is getting this in. Right, give me a couple of, oh, there we go. And she is in. Click. Click is a good thing. Yeah, that's in, but I've just stitched myself up. Right, let me do this off camera because I'm doing this one hand and that's not the way to do it. I need to unplug that, put the wire in around where it's supposed to be, and then we'll try to do a start up again. Right, so we've got the thingy now all plugged up, the signal to the starter, and we've plugged in the MAF air sensor. Let's see if she's going to start. Well, she turns over and I can smell something burning like diesel, but no start. And we've got this error on the dashboard. Let me show you. See the glow plug flashing? On VW term, that means problem. So we need to figure out what that problem is. We're going to read some codes. Well, we've read the codes and we know what the codes say, so I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of research to see if we can figure out why the engine isn't starting. Okay, so we've been trying again and it looks like it could be a problem with the injector, group A supply voltage. So I think it's a faulty injector rather than problem with the cable. And this is the existing cable from the car. There's no issue with it, I believe. But I do notice that this injector here, you can see it's weeping, so something's not quite right with that injector. So I think what we'll do is we'll just replace the injector. We'll order a new one and then be done with it, just to be sure, because this is the one that I actually serviced. But if I'm honest with you, wasn't quite sure whether or not this was going to, yeah. So we're going to replace the injector. Yeah, and take it from there. But the van is turning over and I can actually smell there's some kind of burning going on, but I still need to investigate the glow plug area. It could be the injector, not sure, but at least we got something to go on. So we will stop there for now, but everything else is literally pretty much together. We just need to get that injector sorted, I think, and then we'll be in a good place. See if the van will start. Oh, we are so close. So the injector, actually I tried to start it a few times after, just to try a couple of things. Took a glow plug out to have a look at it. Glow plug seemed fine, but there was a nice pool of fuel coming right by that number one cylinder. So I suspect, as the code reader showed us, that is our problem cylinder. Although I'm not sure why the van won't start because of that, but it could be some kind of cut-off mechanism. I don't know, not experienced with diesels as much as I am with petrol cars. So we will order a new injector for that vehicle. In fact, I might order two, because number one and number two were the ones that were the worst of the bunch. So to get two, it just you know, it's just easier to do that, so we'll do that. So stay tuned, we will bring that on next week. Now the S3, that's now sold. That was a very sad day selling that car, because that's probably one of the well, it is the first big project cars that we had on the channel, and I've had that car the longest, but it had to go because it just wasn't being used. But a new owner, he is someone who's seen the channel, so he's not sure if he is a subscriber or not, but he's certainly seen the channel, and he buys other Cat N and S cars, so he was quite happy to take that car and drive it away. So it is now gone, and that adds further to our funds for the new vehicle that we will be looking at as soon as it becomes available. So I am watching Copart every day, but the right vehicle must come up, and we'll talk about that in a future episode. In the meantime, we want to get Operation Caddy back on the road, because the new owner is getting frustrated, rightly so, because they waited a long time, and this series of videos have gone on too long, as many of you have commented. So we want to get that Caddy started. Once we get the Caddy started, we could just really push forward on the rest of it. It'll be very quick, the rest of that, to get it sorted. The door is already here. I've got new side seals to sort out and everything, but all of those things are really quick and easy. The main thing is getting that Caddy up and running and driving for the first time. Then we've got to get it MOT'd and then change the windscreen, because it's got the biggest of cracks, and there is no fixing that crack. It goes right across the screen, so it needs to be replaced, and I want to replace it as part of that. So a few little things, but a little bit more productive stuff that we can do really quickly and get all that done in one episode. So it's just a case of getting that started. So next week, that is the plan. Tune in for that. In the meantime, click on the subscribe button if you're a casual viewer, or the notification button, so you're notified whenever we release a new video. So in the meantime, have a great week. We will see you on the next one.